Good morning, students. Today we'll start part 5 of chapter 3 LPG, and in this part we will cover goods and services tax, that is GST. The topics which we covered in previous lectures, these are need of new economic reforms, concept of LPG, outsourcing and WTO, pros and cons of LPG and demonetization. And today in last part of 5 we will cover pros and cons, means advantages and disadvantages of demonetization, concept of GST, its aims and features, GST Council, and pros and cons of GST. In this slide you can see here critical appraisal of demonetization, its cons and pros. Come to study the pros of demonetization, means advantages. The first main advantage of demonetization was abolishes black money, means with the help of demonetization government was succeed in control or curb the unaccounted money. Now second is strengthen Indian banking system. Because of demonetization, mobilization of deposits with banks has increased. As a result, liquidity position of banks increase, and because of that, lending capability of banks has increased. Third is here higher tax collection. Because of disclosed income was high, so black money was controlled, and the holder of black money has disclosed their income to government, so they has to pay tax on their black money or disclosed income, and because of all that, government tax revenues has increased. Now fourth is price cut in real estate. As we have studied that most of black money is invested by the holders of black money in real estate business or real estate sector, that is land or building or any property. So because there is fall in black money, so investment in that sector has decreased, and as a result prices of real estate sector has declined. Next is here corruption control. Because of control on corruption in the economy, foreign direct investment has increased. And the last is here cashless economy. Because of demonetization, people were encouraged to use the digital modes for making payments. So now economy has to be converted into cashless economy to a great extent. Now come to cons or disadvantages of demonetization. The first is here a effect on primary sector, means agriculture sector. Because there was shortage of cash in economy during that time, so that's why primary sector owners has to accept low prices for their produce. And the other uh, adverse effect on primary sector was that the most of uh, people in this sector were not having the knowledge of digital modes of payment. The next is here excessive burden on bank employees. During the period of demonetization, bank employees has to face difficulties in exchanges scrapped currency notes, means 500 rupee note and 1000 rupee notes. Third is here decrease in demand. Because of control on black money, the real sector or real estate sector has declined, investment in that sector has declined. So the goods which are demanded by this sector, now their demand is short. Now fourth is here higher cost of printing new currency. Government has to expand the load on destruction of old currency and printing of new currency. And the last is here could not target the entire black money. It means government was unable to control the black money completely because most of black money was held by its holders in the form of real estate or gold, not in cash. So these are the disadvantages of demonetization. Now come to next concept, that is goods and services tax, that is GST. It is the main tax reform or physical reform by the government during the you can say new economic reforms. So what is the meaning of GST? It is a destination based single tax which is levied on supply of goods and services from manufacturer to supply to consumer. So it means now there is uniform tax system in economy, because the main reason is it has replaced now multiple taxes. 17 indirect taxes were replaced by this tax, 8 of central and 9 of state governments, and 23 cesses of central and state governments were also replaced by this tax. Cesses here means tax on tax, other name for cascading, and this tax was introduced in economy on 1st of July 2017. Now come to aims of GST. The first aim is one nation, one tax. Basically, the concept of GST is based on this credo: one nation, one tax. Means there should be existence of uniform market or uniform tax system in economy instead of multiple taxes. Second is decrease in prices. Because of GST, cascading system is different type of cesses now reduced or replaced by this tax, and that's why burden of tax on consumer has reduced. As a result, prices declined and consumption increased. Third is ease of doing business. Now business has become easy for the businessman. The reasons: elimination of tax on tax. Now multiple taxes or cesses are replaced by this tax. Now less manpower required to maintain different type of records because no multiple taxes in economy. Next is here objectives of sustainable development. Because of GST, tax evasion has discouraged, and because of this, high tax revenues with the government, and this is helpful for the development of economy. Next and last aim is consumption based tax, because it is consumption based tax because there is reduction in tax burden on consumer. Reason: prices are reduced of commodities, so consumption has increased by consumers, and the main reason is greater transparency in this tax system. These are the aims of GST. Now come to the features of GST. What are the features? First, it's applicable on the supply of goods and services from manufacturer to consumer. Already we have studied. That's why the second feature is it is based on the principle of destination based consumption taxation. For example, when goods are supplied from manufacturer to wholesaler, then wholesaler is responsible to pay GST. Next is here dual tax, which is levied by both central and state governments simultaneously on a common base. Means the tax collected by this way or by GST is divided by both the both by central government and by state government. That's why it's also called as center GST and state GST. The next is here now on imports of goods and services. Integrated GST is here, IGST, because import of goods and services is treated as interstate supplies, means supply of goods from one state to another state. Next is here IGST is apportioned, means divided between union and state governments on the basis of recommendations provided by GST Council. Next is here no GST on exports and supplies to SEZs, means special economic zones, which are established in backward or hilly areas. Means economic units which are running in backward or hilly areas. The last feature is here 4 tax slabs are here under GST 5%, 12%, 18% and 28% for different category goods and services. Now students come to know what is GST Council. It's a council which is having authority to make the important decisions and make changes in GST. So who is the chairman of GST Council? Central Finance Minister. At present Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman is the chairman of this council, and vice chairman is selected by the amongst the ministers of state governments. And who may be the members of GST councils? Union Minister of State in addition to finance ministers of respective states. Means finance ministers of respective states are the members of this council, and union minister from each state is also state union minister for finance of each state is also the member of GST council. Next is here decisions. The decisions by these councils depends upon 75% majority voting. Now come to the pros of GST, means advantages of GST. First advantage to government. It's helpful. First is here it's helpful to boost the foreign direct investment in economy. Second, reduction of cascading, means tax on tax is reduced now. Third, now there is harmony among different laws, procedures and rates for taxes. Fourth, both center and state. The fourth is here uniform and online tax return system which has reduced corruption in economy. And last is here it is helpful to boost the export because there are no GST on exports. Next is here advantages to trade and industry. The first main advantage to trade and industry is that first easiness in doing business. Now second, uniform or simple tax regime is here. Third is here reduction in multiple taxes. Fourth, reduction in tax burden on consumers. So more consumption is there, more production is there, and because of more production, development of industrial sector has become possible. Now third main prong is advantages to consumers. First advantage to consumer, reduction in price of commodities because less tax burden on consumers. Second, development of industrial sector has led to generation of more employment opportunities in industrial sector. Reason? Production has increased. The third is here large segment of small retailers. Now they are exempted from tax, means GST, or otherwise they have to suffer very low tax burden, means the GST burden is very low on small retailers or small businessman. Now fourth and last prong is here advantages to states. It means because of GST tax revenues of states has increased. Now regular tax revenues with state are here. and because of this there is improvement in state structure changes. Now students, come to know what are the cons or disadvantages to GST. The first is here changes in business systems. This con or drawback is related with the business houses. The first is here softwares already in use for accounting and for filing the tax returns, now they has become invalid. Second is here now the businessman has forced to buy new GST compliant softwares, or otherwise they have to upgrade existing softwares. And the third is here most of businessman is lacking the technical skill of uh, GST. They are not having the technical knowledge how to file a GST return. Now second is here GST compliance. It means three drawbacks here with regarding it. Small business houses are not aware of nuances of new tax regime. uh, Means small changes or small modification in GST, uh, they are not aware for this. Second, they always tense about the filing timely returns. Third, they are forced to issue GST compliant invoice, means they have to fill or e-bill for the e-bill for the maximum minimum limit sale. The third is here increase in operating cost. Because of GST, now businessmen or business houses has to hire the services of tax professionals to file the tax compliant, and they for the same they have to pay additional cost. And last is here lack of awareness. It means a great scope for the confusions as and misinterpretation because of great number of amendments and notifications by government regarding this text. It means time to time many modification and changes or amendments are uh, passed by the government regarding this GST. So there are very confusions among the business houses regarding GST. Thank you, students.